in. And this is going to be another audio one today, well, this evening. So as you can see from the title of this stream, I'm just encouraging you not to give up on your digital business. And if you have any questions about building a digital business, I'm going to leave this as an open forum for anyone who wants to ask a question about building a digital business. And this is coming from someone who has built several digital product businesses and built several blogs over the years. And I identify as a digital entrepreneur and software developer, but I've used written content over the years, mostly to promote my businesses. So I use content, specifically written content, to promote any business that I'm building online. At the moment, I'm really invested in digital products, and I've over the years been invested in digital real estate, so building blogs, keeping them or selling them, and also now app development and stuff like that. But the main thing I'm talking about on this channel is digital products, building a digital product business, and using strategy and identity shifting, mindset training to take your digital business to the next level. So in this stream, I just want to encourage you to keep going. Don't give up on your digital business. Keep going. Often people give up when they don't see the fruits of their labor quickly. You know, I've heard people say, oh, I've been doing this for 3 months, I've seen no results, so it doesn't work. You know, 90 days is a good time, is a good time to sort of sit down and evaluate what you've been doing, but it still doesn't mean you should quit. Because I know I've worked with people that it took them 1 year to make a single sale, and they kept going, they kept pushing, they kept grinding. And it's not so much about hard work, as in just pushing yourself to the limit when it comes to digital business, because you don't really need to do that. You can focus on one thing, build it out, and then move on to something else. But I feel like it's really important when you're building a digital business It's really important when you're building a digital business to build some kind of community outside of the platform that you're creating content on. Because if you don't, you could lose all of those people if something happens to the platform. You see, so you really want to build something outside of the platform. So outside of, say, the TikToks and the YouTubes and all of that. Build a newsletter, build a community where you can directly connect with your audience so that you can ensure that you've safeguarded yourself when it comes to these platforms, and you never know what can happen. So if you're building a digital business, I'm just going to encourage you, do not give up just because you've not made any money. Because every digital business, it works. Affiliate marketing works. Every digital business model works. Affiliate marketing works. Drop shipping, it works. Digital products, selling them, it works. But it's just up to you to keep going and not to give up when you're not seeing the financial gains. For me, what has been extremely profitable is selling digital products, building many different digital product businesses using different platforms and creating digital products for various niches, problem solving and really connecting with the audience. You have to have thick skin when you're building a digital business, because it's really easy to quit because it's a business that it's not tangible, it's not a physical business. You're not seeing the products physically, like in terms of you can't touch the products. And so often it can get a bit tedious because you think, well, these are digital products. It's not physical product. It's not a physical product, and you start to feel like it's not a real business because you can't hold the product. You see, so it can be quite difficult to stay on track when you're building a digital business, but don't give up. Keep going. That's why I say it's important not to overwhelm yourself with so many different things when you're building a digital business. What you want to do is you want to start off with one thing. You don't want to have many different things going on. And when I say one thing, like one product, for example, selling one product, and even if you're starting with one or two platforms, that's fine. But you don't want to be on you don't want to start off and be like, right, I'm going to be on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Substack, Medium, Vocal Media, being on all these different platforms. You want to focus on one or two, absolute maximum. And for me, I like to focus on one platform where I can write and one platform where I can produce video content. Hi, Ricardo, and hi, MD Munsarali. Where are you guys from? Where are you from? And are you building a digital business? Are you trying to build a digital business? Have you built a digital business? Like an online business? And what do you do? If you have an online business, what do you do? And where are you from? Where are you listening from? I am in the UAE. That's where I am. Obviously, you can tell that I have a British accent, but I'm in the UAE. So where are you from? You know, guys, like the stream if you're interested in what I'm saying. Ricardo, I don't know, I think, have I spoken to you before? Your name seems familiar to me. I'm not sure if I have. But anyway, what I'm speaking about is if you're building a digital business, don't quit now. It's just some encouragement for anyone who's building a digital business and sort of feels disheartened because they're not seeing any sales, or if you feel disheartened because you're not seeing any sales, do not give up yet. You might just need to re-strategize, or you might need to pivot into something else. And when I say something else, I don't mean into a different digital business, but pivot in terms of maybe the niche that you're in, or the type of digital product that you're selling, or the type of digital business. So, for example, if you are selling digital products and you've been trying to sell an ebook, and the ebook is just not selling, you've been trying to sell it for a while, you might want to sell something else. Or you might want to change the cover of the ebook. Or you might want to change the sales copy or the title of the ebook. You know, there's so many things that you can do. You might decide, okay, do you know what? I'm going to turn this into a mini course. One of my best-selling products in terms of digital product was a 2-hour video workshop. I didn't even have to produce anything before I started selling, because it was like a live workshop, I mean. And so all I needed to do was sell tickets for the live workshop. People came, listened to what I had to say, and I made that money before I'd even done anything at all. Before I'd even made anything, before I'd even created any product, I had made that money because people purchased tickets to watch the workshop. And what I was teaching in that workshop was how to build a digital business in 90 days to 10K a month. And people were really interested in this type of workshop because they were looking to build a digital business quickly. And so if you're struggling and you've been doing this for like maybe 1 year and you're not seeing any results, maybe you need to pivot. Doesn't mean you have to quit. You just need to think of a different angle or have someone assess your digital business and give you some feedback on what you could do better. But don't quit. Just don't quit. Do not quit. That's the theme of this stream, is do not quit. Just keep going. You might need to scale down on what you're doing. So you might need to, you might be doing too much. So you might need to reduce what you're doing and do less, which is quite interesting because most people think that when you're building something, you need to just do more and more and more. But you might just need to do less. And I don't mean necessarily like stop posting daily or something like that, but you might need to scale down on all the different strategies that you're trying to implement at one time. Simplicity is often the best when it comes to building something, because you need that clarity, and the clarity is what is going to help you to keep going. Because when you're confused with so many different things, you know, it can be difficult to continue. Like for me, I've been doing this for quite a while. So I'm on different platforms, I've built different businesses, and it's not that difficult for me because I've been doing it for a while. But when you're new, it can be overwhelming to try and do a million different things at once. I wouldn't advise it. Does anyone have any questions relating to building a digital business? Or does anyone want to talk about anything else relating to making money? It might not be online. What do you do to make money? Whoever's in the stream right now, what do you do to make money? What do you do to make money? What's your thing? Whether it be business or whether you have a job, what do you do to make money? Right, that's a bit of a weird response. That's a weird response. Yeah, we don't like that kind of thing. This person said, steal your money. What do you do to make money? Steal your money. Okay, that's fine. That's hilarious. That's kind of weird, but it is what it is. So yeah, building a digital business is, I'm not going to sit here and say it's just an easy thing that's going to happen overnight, but I'm going to say when it comes to building a business online, for me, I found that in terms of selling digital products has been the easiest thing for me out of all the different ways, especially selling like mid-ticket, low-ticket to mid-ticket products. And when you sell low-ticket to mid-ticket, over time, you can actually build and start selling higher-ticket products because you built that connection and built that rapport with your customers and all of that. But don't quit. I'm going to keep saying this because I see so many people just quit before they've even seen any kind of results, or before they see their breakthrough, they just say, "Oh, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to move on." And often it's not because they're not capable. It's not because the thing they're doing just doesn't work. Often it's a self-concept issue as well, where you sort of feel like maybe you're not good enough, or you don't want to put yourself out there because you think your friends and family might laugh, or you think that if you fail, it's the end of the world and all of that. Even when you fail, it's not really a failure. It's a learning experience, it's a learning curve. Sometimes you're just trying to sell the wrong product, or you're trying to sell the right product but to the wrong audience. So you've got a product that's amazing, but the audience, you're not getting the right audience. You know, for me, I found my audience on Medium. Medium is a place where you write content. That's where I found my audience. And that was the best place for me to build my newsletter in order to start making more money for my digital products. But the problem with Medium is that they don't like they don't like it when you put too many links in your articles. They will ban your page. And so it's important to be really mindful of that with a lot of platforms, because a lot of platforms don't actually want you to sell your products, because when you do that, it takes people off the platform. So you've got to be quite mindful about constantly selling on most of these sort of third-party platforms. You've got to be really careful, because often they don't want it. They don't want it. They want you to keep people on the platform. They don't want you to encourage people to click on something and leave the platform, because that means that whatever it is that they're promoting through advertising isn't really being seen as much, because people are clicking off the platform to go somewhere else. You see, so the majority of your selling needs to be done outside of the platform. I'm not saying you shouldn't sell, because I mean, I'm always selling on all my platforms, but you're going to do more selling, and you're going to do more of the higher ticket selling on other platforms. So that will be your newsletter, that will be your Discord groups, your Telegram groups, those kind of things that you're building outside of the content platform that you've built. As in, say, for example, YouTube or TikTok or Instagram. You want to be funneling people out into a newsletter, into a community that will help you to connect with your audience on a deeper level and actually start to make more sales from your digital products. Or digital products or services. It doesn't have to just be like ebooks and courses and things like that. You can actually use the content to gain more clients. So, for example, if you're a copywriter, content writer, if you are a funnel builder. In fact, there was a guy in the stream yesterday from Nigeria who's a funnel builder, and I was telling him that the number one thing he needs to do is just produce as much content as possible relating to building funnels. And that's what's going to help him to build, connection with his potential clients in order to build up his business. But he had an issue with overthinking. He kept overthinking. He kept thinking that people are not going to resonate with whatever he has to say, and that's going to affect his ability to gain clients that are outside of the country where he lives, because he lives in Nigeria. So overthinking is a massive issue for anyone building anything. Anyone building a digital business, anyone building any type of thing, overthinking is a major problem. It's a major, major problem. But this is what I always say when it comes to overthinking. Overthinking in the negative is the problem. But you can actually flip that and start overthinking in the positive. So imagine this, if you keep saying to yourself, so you've got a digital business, you've built a digital, like maybe a PayHip page or a Gumroad page or something, and you keep saying, but what if no one buys my product? What if nobody cares about what I'm selling? That's overthinking in the negative. But why can't you flip that and say, okay, what if hundreds and thousands of people buy my product? What if tens and thousands of people watch my videos? What if I get a massive client tomorrow because someone watched my video? Hi, Michelle Mazar, how are you? You can't see my face. I'm not showing my face. Even though you've probably seen my other videos, but today I'm not showing my face. I'm not showing my face today. This is my second stream today and I've not showed my face. Today I've not showed my face. But thanks, appreciate it. Always appreciate positive comments. Yeah, I'm doing a 30-day challenge. I'm doing 30 days of live streams, and today's day 3. So I have 20 days left. I'm a woman. I'm not a girl. Probably why you think that, because you think if it's like a little boy or something like that. No, I'm a I'm a woman, not a girl. So I'm not a teenager, I'm a woman. Anyway, so what I was saying was that you can actually flip it from overthinking in the negative and overthinking the positive instead, and that can really help you. That can really help you if you're building something and you're struggling to take things to the next level because you're overthinking. Oh, sorry to hear that. That's sad. So why are you on the stream? Are you trying to build a digital business, or are you just bored? Where are you from? By the way, where are you from? Anyway, today what I'm talking about is, I'm encouraging people not to quit. I'm encouraging people not to quit, no matter what you're doing, whether it be building a digital business or whatever you're doing in your life. I'm encouraging people just not to quit. I know some people are struggling, going through hard times and all of that, but you want to focus on the actions that you take on a daily basis instead of focusing on the difficult things that you might be going through. I know it's tough, but the more you focus on the difficult things, the more those difficult things will grow. But the more you focus on the actions that you take every day, the better it's going to be for you. So let me give you a few tips for overthinking as a digital business owner or someone who's building a digital business. Like I said, instead of overthinking in the negative, you can start overthinking in the positive. So you can say things like, what if everything goes right for me? What if I make $10,000 a month from my business? What if thousands of people buy my digital products? What if thousands of people watch my videos? All of that. That's a positive way to overthink, so you can flip the script when it comes to overthinking. When you hear the word overthinking, you think it's a negative thing, but you can flip it into a positive and overthink in the positive instead. And the more you do that, these are affirmations that you're saying every single day. Just keep repeating those over and over and over again. And trust me, things will start to turn around. You will start to see a difference. I don't know what you mean, me or you. But anyway, I'm going to tell you a story of when I had another YouTube channel, and this YouTube channel, it just wasn't getting any traction at all. I'd been creating content on there for a while, and I was getting very disheartened. And I started to affirm, and I started saying, why does all my content go viral? I kept saying this. This was this particular, not this channel, this was a different channel. I kept saying this, and I said it for a few weeks, and one day I woke up to thousands and thousands and thousands of comments. I didn't understand why. I clicked through and I saw one video that had just blown up out of the blue, and this video was the video that got my channel monetized. And it went from literally 1 or 2 views on every video to all my other videos gaining thousands and thousands of views as well, and my videos being shared on Instagram and all these different platforms. This wasn't this channel, it was a different channel. The channel was about Africa. Hi, Urban Explorer. Where are you from? Yeah, the channel was about Africa, and it gained so much traction. So many people were just following me, and that was all because of what I was saying about my videos and my channel. I was using so much positive language to build myself up and impress my subconscious mind that my channel was going to blow up, and it did. And to be honest, it was a gift and a curse that channel blew up, because what I was saying in that video made some people really angry, and I was getting a lot of really, really scary emails from people because of it. And it was like, so you've got to be careful what you wish for. You really do. Wow, you've got a channel that explores a group of explorers who explore abandoned places. Wow, that's amazing. So how's that going? How long have you been doing that, Explorer? I've seen another channel that does something similar. Hey, Sadie girl, how are you? Bye, Michelle, Mazza. See you next time. Hi, Sadie girl. Where are you from? Sadie girl, and thank you about the accent, British accent. That's what people always say. Where are you from? What are you looking to learn? Are you someone who's building a digital business? Do you already have a digital business? That's to you, Sadie girl. But also, Urban Explorer, there's another channel that does similar thing to you. And I saw one video where the guys went into this abandoned building and they said that it was Michael Jackson and Lisa Marie Presley's ex-house. It was so interesting watching that video. It was scary as well. Hi, Sadie girl. So you're from South Africa? Cool. I've actually got some friends in South Africa. I've got some family in there, but they're not in Cape Town. They're in Johannesburg. Actually, one is, some of them are in Johannesburg and some of them live in Pretoria. But I've never been to SA, and I have been thinking about coming to SA. Do you have a business, an online business? Are you trying to build one? Or are you in the process of building one? Do you already have one? What do you do for work? And you said you like my content, Sadie girl. So what have you learned from my content? What are you actually learning from my content or trying to learn from my content? But, I'm really interested in finding out what people do. And so this Explorer channel sounds really cool. I'm definitely going to subscribe once I'm off the stream. Sorry, today I'm not showing my face. I'm just in the mood to just chill and not show my face. But I'm doing this 30 days of streaming. So I'm streaming twice a day on this channel. Okay, I'm going to just respond to Sadie girl first. You want to start publishing my digital products on Gumroad? I need advice, please, in terms of posting on TikTok to get sales. Okay, cool. Gumroad is a bit of a difficult platform at the moment, I have to be honest with you. Because with Gumroad, they're doing this weird thing where before you could send emails directly through Gumroad to people that have purchased your products and promote other products that you have. Now, they have this thing where you have to have over $100 worth of sales before, and 100 people following you before you can send out any sales emails through Gumroad, which I find to be very strange. I don't know why they've done that. I used to be massive on Gumroad. I made a lot of sales on there, but I don't like it as much as I used to. I prefer PayHip and Standstore. I didn't used to be an advocate of Standstore, Sadie girl I'm talking to, but I'm going to come to you in a second, Urban, Urbex, because I really find that this is very, very interesting what you do. This type of content can be good for written content as well. But anyway, so with Gumroad, I generally prefer PayHip now over Gumroad, because with PayHip, you can blog on PayHip as well. You can write content on there, and that helps to drive traffic to your page. Whereas with Gumroad, they used to have this feature and they've taken it away. You can do it, as in you can write blog posts and publish them on Gumroad, but you can't make them public until you can't make them public until you have over 100 followers on your Gumroad, which is very strange. So I generally prefer PayHip. I'm going to be honest with you, Sedi girl, because of that fact. But with PayHip, they have an issue now with PayPal. So you have to have a business PayPal to attach to your PayHip if you want to use it. That's another issue. I generally prefer Standstore. But anyway, that's for the platform. But this is what I'm going to suggest to you. If you can write, if you're good at writing, I'm going to suggest that you're going to use TikTok paired with either Threads or medium.com. And before I can also give you more advice, I need to know the type of digital product you're selling and the niche that you're in as well, because that's going to make a big difference too. Okay. While I wait for you, silly girl, oh, I really appreciate that. Yeah, I bet for like 4 years, but security solved the problem. They always caught me, but I ran away. But places like these are so cool. So, Urbex, are you doing all of this in Turkey? Templates for study, weekly, monthly planners. That's good though. That's actually really cool. That's really cool, Sedi girl. But do you know what? If I were you, I would really start creating content about productivity and about studying, about tips for studying and things like that, because that can help you to sell those products. But I would really recommend that you are on YouTube, because this kind of content, you can do like productivity videos, you can do study with me, work with me videos, and that can help you to sell your products. Definitely. And I would definitely recommend written content as well on platforms like Medium or Threads. I'll definitely repurpose my content on YouTube as well as TikTok. Don't worry, Urbex, I can teach you. I can teach you English. I can teach you. I've never been to Turkey, but I've got some friends that are from Turkey. I'm based in Dubai, UAE. Have a couple of Turkish friends, and when I went to school, I had some Turkish friends as well. So I know a few Turkish people, but I can teach you English if you want to learn. So yeah, Zeddy girl, when it comes to digital products, like this type of products like templates for studying, weekly, monthly planners, you really want to be creating content around productivity, study tips, study with me, work with me kind of content. I don't know if you've seen this kind of very aesthetic study with me content. Really like, people really love that type of content, and that can help you to sell your products. But I would definitely recommend that you write as well. Study tips, productivity tips, this kind of thing. Whether you're on Medium or Threads, you can do Threads and just do short form content on there and combine it with your video content. Yes, you can do like, you can have Threads and TikTok, or you can have Threads and YouTube, or Medium and YouTube. Just pick 2 platforms. If you have too many, it gets a little bit overwhelming. What did they say about Turkey? Honestly, they haven't really said anything negative about Turkey. One of my friends that was born and raised in Turkey but moved to the UK said that she liked it in Turkey, but the only thing she didn't like about it was opportunities for jobs. She said that she couldn't find a job, like a really good job, and so that's why she moved to the UK. That's the only thing that I've really heard about Turkey, but she said she liked living there because of like the fact that her family's there and it was nice in terms of food and the weather and all of that. But she said that in terms of opportunities for jobs, they weren't there. That's why she left. And even people that live in Dubai that are from Turkey, they've said that they've come to Dubai because of jobs. You're welcome, Steady Girl. You should. Are you posting content on YouTube as well, or it's just on TikTok? And you should definitely send me your TikTok. Or like put your TikTok name on the chat, and I'll follow you. I'm on TikTok as well, but I don't post very often, and I'm trying to build my TikTok, to be honest. But I get a bit frustrated with TikTok sometimes, and so I just leave it. I prefer YouTube. This channel actually is a newer channel. I had another channel before, and then I sort of started again on this one. But if you don't know, I'm doing a 33-day challenge at the moment. So I'm doing a 33-day challenge, posting every day, and I'm doing a 30-day stream. Yeah, I think Urbex. I think every country has its problems. But it seems that's the major problem with Turkey, is like the economy and people really struggling to find opportunities. Oh, you haven't started on TikTok yet? Okay, cool. You should start. The only problem with TikTok, though, and this is a major issue, is that you need 1,000 followers before you can put a link in your bio. You see? And that is an issue because you can't start selling until you have 1,000 followers. But people can DM you and you can give them the link. But even with that, the link isn't clickable on TikTok DMs. The person has to copy and paste the link into the browser before they can see it. So it's a little bit annoying. And I think what's good about TikTok is that it's a bit of a faster growth platform in terms of reach. And so it means that you could probably go viral if you produce a lot of content very quickly. Like you do like a challenge where you're doing like a lot of content. You can probably go viral and reach your audience faster than on most other platforms. But you're not going to start making money from your digital products straight away unless you get 1,000 followers. Whereas with other platforms like YouTube, you can actually put your link in your bio and you can put your link in your videos description straight away. Once you're verified, you have to just send your ID to YouTube, or you make a 2-minute video or something like that for yourself, and then they'll verify you. And then once you're verified, you can add clickable links on your community post wall. You can add clickable links in your YouTube description and in your bio as well. So Urbex, how's your channel going? You said you've been doing it for a while now. So how's it going? Is it like growing quickly? Are you making money from it? And aside from doing the exploring, do you actually have a job, or is that your job? Is YouTube your job? Is content creation your job? And Seti girl, what do you do? Like, what's your what's your job? Because I said, okay, you said you study. You study in Cape Town. You study in Cape Town. Okay, cool. What are you studying? I didn't see that part. You're studying in Cape Town. Oh wow! So you're making good money from it then. Okay, question for you, Bex. What is it like when it comes to the revenue per 1,000 views on your videos in Turkey? Because some people have told me that in Africa, I know Turkey's not in Africa, but I'm just giving an example, that the revenue per 1,000 views is low. Like the RPM is low in certain places. What's that like in terms of, I'm not asking you to tell me how much you earn. But I just want to know. Oh, you don't earn money, but you said YouTube is your job. So how do you survive if you're not making money from YouTube? Oh, you're studying tourism. Do you plan on staying in South Africa, or do you want to move? It's funny because the people that I've spoken to that are from South Africa, I've met a lot of South African people, but they don't live in the country that I've met them in. They're just on vacation. They tell me that they don't want to leave South Africa. Oh, you live with your parents. Okay. Yeah, that's very yeah, that's good then. At least you can actually make content and know that you can survive because your mum helps you. But how many subscribers do you have? The Urbex. Yeah, so Sedi girl, I really do think YouTube is a good option for you to start, to be honest. You can repost your content on TikTok. You can repost your TikTok videos on YouTube. What Urbex, what's 210? What do you mean 210? What's that? Okay. So you want to move. So where do you want to move to? What country? Sedi girl. You see, you keep saying 210, but 210 what? Are you saying that that's the revenue per 1,000 views? 210 what, dollars? Oh, subscribers. Okay. Oh, I was like, what's he saying? Okay, 210 subscribers. Okay. Yeah, you should get those up. I'm going to subscribe. I'll be your 211 subscriber. When I get off the stream, I'm going to subscribe to your channel. I'll definitely go and watch what videos you have up there. Definitely. But let me ask you a question. Can you write? Urbex, can you write? Same question to Sedi girl. I mean, if you're studying, you should be able to write quite well, Sedi girl. The reason why I'm asking you this question is that you can actually write content on medium.com. Oh, by the way, I want to introduce you guys to something quickly. So I have something called the Remote Tasks Club. It's a 1-year membership, and when you sign up to it, you get access to paid tasks, mostly using ChatGPT and other platforms, and you can earn money from it. But it's a 1-year membership that you sign up to, and you can gain access to training and all of that. So it's a good way to make a bit of extra money for yourself if you're interested in that. I think I have the link in my description. But anyway, if you're interested about making some extra money, you can ask me via email. I have an email address in my bio, or in any of the recent streams in the description. There's my email address. The UK. Okay. Yeah, I used to live in I was born in the UK. I lived in the UK, but I left. Okay, you're too young. You're living off your mum's money. So if you're that young, how are you exploring abandoned buildings at that age? Do your parents know? Wow. Anyway, the UK is a place that, for me, I would go back on vacation only, but I won't live there again. I lived in the UK and I moved. I was born in the UK, but I left. I actually lived in Africa for some time. I lived in Ghana, and then I left Ghana and moved to Dubai. Well, you need to be very careful. You need to be very, very careful. I'll still subscribe to your channel, but you need to be very careful. You've got to be careful because your parents, wouldn't be happy about that. Anyway, I've got about 15 minutes left of this stream, and then I'm going to go. I actually have another channel that I'm going to stream on a bit later. I'm doing a challenge on there as well. That channel is about manifestation. So, Sadie girl, when you go to the UK, you want to get a job there in the tourism industry, like hospitality, maybe. So, what is it like in South Africa when it comes to jobs? Because in my experience speaking to South Africans, they prefer to stay there. They don't really want to leave, like long term. They don't mind leaving for some time, but they don't want to leave long term. They actually want to stay. It's called Manifest Everything Always. Manifest Everything Always. That's the name of the channel. It's all about manifestation. Okay. You know, you can set up your own business, you know, with that degree, tourism. You can set up your own business. But, you know, selling digital products is a really, oh, really? Wow. That's the reason why a lot of people have businesses out there then. Because my cousin, she lives in South Africa and she's a freelance. She does a lot of freelance work. She doesn't have a full-time job and she has her own business as well. Even her mum has her own business. Oh, that's funny. Bex, that's really cool. You need to be careful though. Too. You need to be careful these places because when I was younger, I went to school across the road from this house that looked like an abandoned building, but it wasn't. A man lived in there, and the house looked haunted, and people used to go into the house at night with torches, even though he lived there. He was like a drunk, but he didn't really fix up the house. The house was a mess. And one time I went into that house and I nearly got killed because I walked into the house, stepped on one of the floorboards, and the floorboard broke. And I just dropped into the floor, basically. And I was in the basement and I couldn't get out. And how I got out was a friend of mine, we were together and she left, came back with like a ladder thing and that helped me to get out. But I was trapped underneath the floorboards. So you've got to be careful about these abandoned buildings. It's not safe. But Sadie girl, I'm really quite shocked about the unemployment rate in South Africa because I didn't know that. Like, people are literally flooding into South Africa from Ghana. Like, I know so many people that have moved from Ghana to South Africa because they say it's, like, better in terms of employment. And people are encouraging me to move to South Africa, saying that I should move there and set up businesses. And I'm just not sure. I mean, is it safe? This is a question I have for you. Is South Africa, would you consider South Africa a safe place? Because where I am in Dubai is extremely safe. I know people have some reservations about Dubai generally, about different things that go on. But it's, in terms of being able to walk the streets at night and feel safe, that you're not going to get robbed or anything like that, like, it's just unmatched. I don't remember being in the UK and feeling safe. Like in London, I didn't feel safe. At night, if I would get the train, I would run from the bus stop. So I'll get the train and I have to take a bus to my parents' house where I was living. I would get on the train, get on the bus when I get off the train, and I would run from the bus stop home because I was terrified of being attacked. Wow. It's like that in Ghana as well, though. It's in Ghana. In Ghana, it's more like an issue with, like, they have this issue with nepotism out there where they will give the job to a friend or a family member, even if that person isn't qualified for the job. And you'll find them just sitting there swiveling on a chair and they're not doing any work but getting paid for it. It's a very common thing in Ghana. so many underqualified people doing jobs that could be done by a qualified person. Wow, even in Cape Town. Even is that true even in Cape Town though? Yeah, Urbex, you need to be careful of this. Doesn't sound safe to me. I would stop doing this thing for now. I think you need to focus on school. Anyway, so the girl, I'm quite shocked about that. I know some people have told me it's not safe to walk at night in certain areas, but is it not safe to walk at night generally? Because what about Cape Town? I thought Cape Town was safe. People have told me that Cape Town is a safe place. Is that like, does that apply to Cape Town as well? Or is it just like Joburg? Because I've never been to South Africa. I was put off because I know someone that got robbed multiple times when they went to South Africa, and also got robbed when they went to the airport. When they came out of the airport, they got robbed and they just were given their passport and everything else was stolen. Wow, okay. I was also told that about Pretoria, where they said that Pretoria is generally safe, but the affluent areas where most of the Caucasian people live is safe because those places there's like a lot of security and police and stuff around, but the other areas aren't safe. Wow, that's really shocking though. I mean, people are just literally encouraging me to come and live in South Africa, saying that it's like going to be really good for my business because you know, I can work from anywhere. I can take my laptop and work from anywhere. They're saying, oh, South Africa is a really great place to be. You can set up an Uber business. You can set up an Airbnb business. I mean, are all these things just like exaggerations in terms of how profitable how profitable the businesses actually are? Urbex, if I were you, I would I would be very careful and just kind of keep yourself safe because it doesn't sound very safe. Yeah, that's what people are saying. Like, I can work remotely, and so I don't need to go to work and get in the taxis and all of that kind of stuff because I can work online. But I still like. Do you think it's a good idea? There's a girl on YouTube. Her name is Lamide Elizabeth. I don't know if you've heard of her, but she moved from the UK. She's quite a young lady. She moved from the UK to live in Dubai, and then so she lives in three different places. She lives in Dubai, South Africa, and she lives in Dubai, South Africa, and the UK, and she is buying property in South Africa in Joburg, I think. And she said that she didn't have any problems with safety at all there, and that she said it's all just like propaganda and lies when it comes to the safety issues. It's 10:47 p.m. 10:48 p.m. I'm gonna drop the stream soon because I need to go over to my other channel and do a stream there. Because I'm making sure I'm doing one every day on each channel, at least one every day on each channel. But Teddy girl, you can definitely drop me an email if you go to any of my other streams, or the past couple of streams. In the description, you'll find my email address there. I can give it to you. Intrigue, 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 work, WORK, at gmail.com. You can send me an email if you want to chat. I've also got a few Discord groups as well that you can log into, and we can chat through there if you want. I didn't know the time zone was the same in Turkey. This is Gulf Standard Time, so you're 2 hours behind. Yeah. Is Cape Town the same time as Joburg, or are you on different time zones? I'm not 100% sure, because I have a business partner who's based in Joburg. No, he's based in Pretoria. And I'm not sure if he's 2 or 3 hours behind. All right, bye. Yeah. So, Sedi girl, I'm going to leave the stream now, but I want to let you know that you can check out my email address in any of the streams that I've done over the past couple of days. I have my email address in there, but I did just give it to you just now. I can't type. Okay, cool. All right. Connect with me. Definitely, I like to keep in touch with people that are trying to build digital businesses. Same time as Joburg. Okay, cool. Yeah, my business partner, he's based in Pretoria, and I think he's 2 hours as well. Yeah. Most of the time I'm normally talking to him, and he's like saying it's like a couple of hours behind. So, yeah, I might just come on vacation, but I don't know if I'm going to live there, like just listening to what you have to say about it. But I appreciate it. Definitely sign up to any written content platform, whether it be medium.com or vocal media for your work. And choose one platform, TikTok or YouTube. Take care. Bye. Keep in touch.